Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey Fee, and I'm your girl Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about. All the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about.
But who's listening?
Girl,
we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yes.
It is time for us to create a new one, honey. We ain't new no more.
No, we said it every week, but we need to do that.
It's a new year. It's a new year, and we have been here for a year.
We have.
Can you believe it's been that long? And you went back kind of quick.
It has.
Anyway.
It has.
What's up, Red?
Hey, it's been a long day, but I am here shining good. I'm fooling around with our YouTube channel, just trying to get that up. So I have that live. So I looked to see I had some comments up there myself. But now I see even if they comment on our YouTube channel, it shows up here. So that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, y'all listen. I'm a little tired. I was like, I'm gonna be full of energy. I think this pollen down here is killing us.
Yeah.
It is attacking us like nobody business, and so are the bugs.
Can you believe it's March already?
I can believe it's March, but I can't believe that our summer has pretty much started. So these plants, pollen and bugs, they don't know what's going on. They like, okay, we supposed to be out now? Let's go.
Right.
They on attack.
Yeah. I didn't even wear a winter coat we've had a very mild winter. I don't remember wearing a winter coat for real. It's been warm.
Well, down here, I'm used to not having a real winter, but yeah, it 80s, 86. We're not used to those temperatures down here.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm really not.
No, don't do that.
That's doing to the ecosystem. That's the only thing. Like, what's gonna happen? Because we're on top of good weather, we're also having bad weather. We're having tornadoes and hurricanes and rock slides and all kinds of stuff going on.
That global warming stuff.
I know, and that's scary. What we doing to our world, our planet is pretty darn scary. But anyway, we're not here to talk about global warming. We are here to talk about our title, and I it's an awesome title. I want to make sure that we get people on. We had quite a few people who said, "Oh, I'm gonna listen in." So Sharita, make sure you shared it on your page.
Absolutely.
It automatically goes to my page and YouTube and the Inspire Her page. But we want to make sure because I put a message out there that said, bring your daughters, bring your college age daughters. Because we want to have an intimate conversation. Look, I'm gonna pull you real close. No, not that close. But we want to figuratively pull you real close. And for those of you who will be listening to this recording, we're gonna pull you real close to it because we just want to talk about some things, And I've been fighting with this video, and I wanted to play it because it's really good. So I'm gonna just play the audio, and hopefully you guys can hear it. So let me see if I can just play the audio. I'm gonna turn it up. Can you hear it? It is said that girls with dreams become women with vision. So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon. We all know who that world of work has been designed by men. And now I think women have a great opportunity to change it. It's inspiring for all you guys out there that want to do something and want to be the best that you can be and want to do the best that you can do. You just never give up because you never know what can happen. You never know who you can inspire. When you see me walking, it ought to make you proud. I say, in the reach of my arms, span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman. Phenomenally. Phenomenal woman.
Yes.
We women, ladies, but look, I don't want to be nothing else. I don't want to come. If I had the opportunity to come back, I want to come back as a woman. You know,
Hey, it's Women's History Month too. It's
it
Women's
is.
Month
It is.
all
And
month long.
this was a perfect topic for Women's
Absolutely.
First Story Month.
Yes, yes, yes. Women's
We're
history.
talking about. We're gonna talk about some. I know I'm going to talk about some things. Which one of us want to start? Red.
You go ahead.
All right. So the reason why I wanted to do this topic, she remembered who she was and the game changed because at some point in my life, I'll say that it was when I started college. I didn't know who I was. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted because I had seen it. You know, when you're young, you want the house, you want the cars, I knew I wanted that. Um, didn't have my mind on right with that either. But I didn't know who I was. I knew who people were telling me that I was. I knew that I was a church girl because I went to church all the time. I knew that I was uh, um, I was a good student. I made good grades. I knew that I was a flag girl because I was in a band. I knew that I was battalion commander because I was a leader of our military at my high school. And I knew that I wanted to do something different, but exactly what that was, I ain't quite know. I went to college and I met some people and hung out with some people that I probably shouldn't have hung out with. I did some things that I probably shouldn't have done. I learned some very, very hard lessons. Um, I dealt with some men, boys that I shouldn't have, that taught me some very, very hard lessons along my life, because that's the one point that I just couldn't let go, meeting them hard-headed boys that turn into hard-headed men. That ladies, learn your lesson early in life. That's all I gotta say.
You know, I think for me, Fee, turning 30 was a very difficult time. And every woman that I talk to, when they're on the cusp of that 30, it was not a good time. So probably like 29, 28, 29, 30. I remember I was in my house, my house on Bryce Lane. I had my twins, they were maybe 2 or 3, and my oldest son may have been 6 or 7. And I just remember just being so depressed. And I felt like this is not how I wanted my life to be. This is not how I designed my life to be. A single mother, struggling, just not in a relationship that I wanted, and just not feeling good about myself. I probably, I know I was depressed. That was a very difficult time for me, turning 30. And I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was going. I did not know what life had for me. I was not sure what I deserved. I had made mistakes. I was, a single mom with 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I'm educated. I'm college educated. I'm a homeowner and stuff. But I just felt like something was missing, and I couldn't put my hand on it. I couldn't figure out what it was that was missing for me. I just knew that I went through a tough time. And as a therapist, every woman that's 27, 28, 29, I tell them my story. I was like, I went through the same thing. It's something that I think we women go through. And honestly, I probably would say that I really didn't know who I was until I was in my 40s. Like, in my 40s, that's when I realized who I was, what I wanted, what life had in store for me. Um, but yeah, ladies, if you're under 30 and you're going through a tough time, life is not what you want, it's perfectly normal.
That's not abnormal, ladies. I know when you said 30, 32 was when I had my child.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting to have a child at 30, two. I didn't have an age. I had a nice job, I had a house, car,
Mm-hmm.
and but the one thing was I wanted to be married. I wanted to be married.
Mm-hmm.
The person that I had my child for, um, was not a nice person.
Mm.
And another hard lesson, that I had to learn on my own. I didn't
Right.
have anybody to sit me down and say, this is probably, some of the things that you need to try to do, or this is what you need to look out for
Mm-hmm.
in me. I do that for my daughter. This is what you need to look
Exactly.
out for in this is what playing a game with you means. This is, these types of things. You gotta sit down, you gotta tell your young girls these things. And you're right. I left Virginia around 32, 33, and I
Oh
moved to
wow.
Georgia, and me and my daughter. No, I had her when I left probably I was 35 when I left. Um, and coming down here and having that full responsibility of my child, and having family there, but not, right in the
Mm-hmm.
vicinity. Mom moved here. I had to sit down and deal with myself, right? And I knew, like, I keep going back to this
Mm-hmm.
title. She remembered who she was. I had I had family that instilled a lot in me. I went to
Mm-hmm.
church. I knew God, you know. So it wasn't that I didn't know, it was that I chose to do things that were not in my best interest. And when
Right.
I sat down and kind of slowed down, I realized, and I was close to 40, like you said.
Right. Yeah, that's when you know
I
you're ready.
realized, girl, you got so much potential that you're not using. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when I was like, you know what? Mm-mm. I'm not accepting BS anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get what I want. And and as far as men is concerned, if we're not going on the same path, bye bye.
Mm.
You know, I wasn't. Um, I knew what I didn't want because of what I had been through. So
Mm-hmm.
I knew, no, I'm not gonna sit by and just let things happen as I had in the past. I'm on a route. I have to take care of me and mine. And that's when the game changed.
Mm.
Like, that's when life changed for me because I had goals, and I had vision boards, and I knew where I wanted to go, and I knew what I wasn't going to take no more.
Mm. Well, while life is changing for you, I'm going through the change of life over here, having a hot flash. Oh my goodness. I'm over here
Y'all, excuse
sweating. Oh
her.
my goodness.
Excuse her for a minute because she's having a moment online.
I'm
But
having
hey,
personal
at
summer.
least
Oh my
she
goodness.
knew what she knew what it was.
Absolutely.
We said we were gonna be intimate with you guys tonight.
Yes,
Are
Jesus.
very, very, very intimate. But I will admit that that's when I was able to sit back. A lot of times you have to sit back, sit down, look at where your life is,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't want to go down that road no more.
Right.
Know what's down that road, or I don't even want to touch that road because that's not looking right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I promise you guys, and you know, because I've told you instances. I can see BS coming,
Yes.
especially when it comes to men. I can see it coming. And you just sit there and you laugh at it, but you kind of, when you know where you're going, in
Mm-hmm.
that sense, you can see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in my life's instance, I have been able to do things I never thought I would be doing.
Mm.
I am, I've written a book.
Yeah.
I've written a book and I've collaborated on two others. So my third one is coming out next month. And it is also a heart story. And I don't mind sharing with people anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not embarrassed about things that happen to me in my
It
life.
is what it is.
It is
That's
what it
my
is.
motto. It is what it is.
And
I'm not taking the funk.
I learn from it. And all in all, I know I am a good person. I provided a good life for my family, and I'll give to anybody that
Mm-hmm.
needs, but don't use me. Don't try to,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Right.
You see, you learn things. You learn a lot. If you pay attention, that's one thing. Write it down. Pay attention to everything.
Mm.
Paranoid. I'm not a paranoid person, but I pay attention. If I'm quiet when you're talking to me, don't think I'm not listening. I'm
Mm-hmm.
paying attention
Mm-hmm.
intensely.
Now, Fee, you know my ADHD kicking in. Does that say Victorious on your sweater?
I wore
I
this
love
shirt
that.
just because I feel like God has helped me be victorious. And then there's my little verse over here, 1 Corinthians 15:57. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, ma'am, it says victorious.
I like it. You
How
know,
I
we talked about, Fee and I talk almost every morning on our way to work or whatever. She'll call me or I'll chat with her or whatever. And I think we started to discuss some painful moments that we've had in our lives and how they helped shape us to what we are today and who we are today. And sometimes, you find that pain catapults you into positions and spaces that help you grow and help define who you are. You
it's
know,
absolutely
yeah, being in relationships and feel putting up with stuff that we shouldn't put up with, feeling less than, feeling inadequate. It's just not a good feeling. But when you know who you are, like he says, and like we said, the game will change. So you definitely have to know who you are.
you have to. I tell my daughter and I tell my young cousins, in order to know who you are, you got to sit down with yourself. Because sometimes you will allow, and which I did, allow people to tell me who I was. Tell
Mm-hmm.
me what I want. Tell me what I needed. Tell me what I needed to do. And even though they think that they're helping you, all you need is just pure advice as a young person about the world and what you may see in the world. But no one should ever tell you who you are. Only
Mm-hmm.
you know that.
Yep, you and your God or whoever your
Whoever
higher.
you and if you sit, a lot of times we don't sit with ourselves. We
Mm-mm.
run, we let things happen to us.
Yep.
When you let things happen to you, you'll never figure out who you are. You got to take
Right.
control.
Yeah, I know people that's always on the go, won't sit still, don't want to deal with their stuff, just always got to have a lot of people around them, always got to be gone, always have to be into something, and just as lost as I don't know what.
But you know what that is? I found out because I was like that for a minute. Um, and I can admit recently when COVID happened, I didn't want to sit still with myself.
Mm.
I wanted to see people. I wanted to be
Hmm.
out. That's the type of person I am anyway. But when you sit still with yourself, things in your head get louder.
Yes,
All the stuff you should have done, could have done, all of the stuff that you finally can sit down and your mind is thinking about all these things. Those are people who don't want to sit down with themselves.
correct. Yeah, COVID changed a lot. COVID changed the way we saw things, the way we looked at things, and I don't think we're still 100% back to where it was. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe things needed to shake up. Maybe things needed to, change. A lot of people lost a lot during COVID. A lot of people gained some things during COVID. Gained peace of mind, gained confidence in themselves, ventured out and did something um, that was positive. So,
But
but
can you imagine how many people, if they really sat down with themselves and figured out what they wanted out of life? Could you imagine how game changing that would be for women?
yeah, you definitely have to know your calling. A lot of people don't know what am I here for, and they end up being in dead end jobs and just like I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but fear keeps a lot of people from venturing out and doing what they were called to do. A lot of
But
fear.
thing that I thought about even before starting this, before we started this, I was like, well, what if nobody listens?
Mm-hmm.
We
So what?
still gonna do it.
Right.
We still gonna do it because it's
Mm-hmm.
something that we wanted to do. And look at how many people, even though we think there's people not watching, but look at how many people say, "Oh, I saw y'all and y'all were good. I
Mm-hmm.
can't," and telling us about what we talked about
Mm-hmm.
and how much we're helping them. I've
Yeah.
had several people to tell me that.
Yeah.
And if you're scared, so scared that you won't try anything, you'll never know what you can do.
Mm-mm. What
You
you
will
say?
have no clue.
Yeah, scared money don't win, they say. Yeah.
Money don't win.
Yeah, you gotta bet on yourselves. And a lot of times we don't bet on ourselves because it's somebody in your ear, and it could be you or there's somebody in your ear that's telling you this is not gonna work. This is not for you. Nobody's gonna support you. Nobody's gonna help you. Nobody's gonna do this for you. Nobody, you don't have nothing to say. You're not important. All kinds of stuff.
You have people now we
Thank you,
went to
Kim.
an inner city school, um, in the inner city of Richmond, in a
Mm-hmm.
not so great neighborhood, um, but I think our teachers and those people that we relied on in that school
Mm-hmm.
instilled something in us that we could always go back to no matter where we were. Now, like I said, I veered off when I went to college, and I don't mind saying this because who can judge me? I used to think I didn't never want anybody to know this, but when I went off to college, I dated some people that um didn't mean me any good. They not that they were bad people, but they were drug dealers, people that were into things that I should never been associated with.
Mm.
And I had a mother that was she claimed when I went to college her knees went bad because she was on her knees praying for me all the time. And thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for. And I had my friends who were there to kind of tap me on my shoulder and say, what you doing? Should you be doing that? But the one thing that, like I said, I keep going back to, when I remembered, when you it's when you don't know who you are that you have nothing to remember.
Mm.
You remember who you are, or somebody helps you to instill something in yourself. And that's what I want to do for young girls. For those who don't have anybody to instill anything in them. Their mom may be teaching them this is the right way to go when it's absolutely wrong.
Mm.
You know, when you have somebody that's instilled something in you, no matter where you go, you'll never say that you don't know what's right. You have to remember, no matter what point in life you are, if you sit down and remember who you are, you'll always come back to yourself. But sometimes we don't do that. And that's the sad part.
Right. And some of the ways, I mean, we could say, knowing who you are, but how do I know who I am? And for me, I feel like you know who you are when you trust your inner self. And a lot of times we doubt. We always say women have this sixth sense or this intuition. And a lot of times we don't listen to that inner voice that's telling us this is not good, this is not good for us. Knowing who you
Mhm.
are, you start to listen to yourself. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe in yourself. You are
Right.
aware of your surroundings, who you allow in your space. You get to a point now where my energy is more important to me than anything. Who I allow in my space, who I allow in my presence. It's just so, very important. And sometimes we tend to hold on to relationships, jobs, friends, longer than we should. It's like things and people, sometimes they do have expiration dates in your life. You know,
Absolutely.
they have expiration dates. Relationships, when you tend to have more sad days than happy days, or you're not doing anything for yourself. It's as a therapist, I see so many women that they're so stuck on being a mother, a wife, or whatever that they forget all about themselves. And I push it constantly. What are you doing for you? You
Right.
doing something for you does not take away from you being this person. But a lot of times, women that have been married for years and housewives and stuff, a lot of times they don't know who they are, and they're
A
afraid
lot of
to step out.
I agree with that. We talked about this as far as friends. I truly believe that saying, people are there for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Sometimes you meet people, like I met this young lady, and I think she's there. I think she was there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I met this young lady during COVID, and I needed that person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we had so much fun together. But she didn't have family here, so she moved back with her family. And we still keep in touch, but not as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we helped each other get through that moment in life. So that may have been that season that we
Mm-hmm.
needed,
Mm-hmm.
or a reason.
Well,
And I have my y'all 7, my friends that's been there, and I think you're gonna be there for a lifetime. And my family, my family are my friends as well, my cousins and stuff. But there are people that's gonna be there for a season, a
mm-hmm.
reason. That's it. And we don't know how to let people go a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times. Hold on. Well, why she don't want to be my friend no more? I don't ask that question anymore, because
Mm-hmm.
if you're showing me that you don't want to be my friend, I'm gonna listen.
Right.
You're not meant for me. You're
Mm-hmm.
not my lifetime person, and that's okay.
Yep.
That's,
It's that expiration date.
and once you get to that point, your stress levels come. My stress levels. I don't worry about what people say.
Right.
If it's not affecting my life, I don't worry about what people do. if it's not affecting my life.
Mm-hmm.
Now my friends, if something happens, then of course I'm gonna call y'all and say, hey, what's going on? But everybody is not meant for you to stress about.
Right.
And that's just a given.
And holding on to stuff and people, longer than that shelf life or the expiration date, it always comes to bite you in the butt.
It does.
It
It
comes
does.
back to bite you in the butt.
And
But
bigger than you ever imagined.
yes, because you're not listening, you're not heeding the warnings. Is as clear as the day. It's written on the wall, but we choose to ignore it because it's comfortable, it's familiar, it feels good, and we just don't let stuff go.
We don't, and you have to. You really, really, really have to. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as when, like we said, when the game change part, that's when you start to see sometimes all the things that you could be doing. Like I never thought I'd be writing books.
Yeah, right.
I thought I'd be writing books because I was so focused on other stuff that was flooding, my creative spots.
Right.
So when I wrote the first book, Rock Your Money, and people told me how good they thought it was, I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
wow. I can act, I'm an author.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, when I sat down and I saw who I could be, man, people saw a change in me. I've never been the person to be down on myself, but I had moments where I would come in the house and say, man, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
And when you figure that out, man, when you became a business owner, I was like, wow, Sharita is doing her daggone thing.
And it's funny because sometimes it still like amazes me, and I don't think of it like that. I just feel like that's my job. I look at it as this is my job. I guess I don't really see it as like you're entrepreneur, you own your own business or whatever. But what
That's
we
job, baby. That's
eh,
your own business.
yeah, and it's amazing. But one thing we always joke about, Fee, is how my life seems to pattern after yours.
No. I'm like, what in the world? Okay, now let me think about what I'm gonna get myself into next, because Sharita might not be good at this.
Yes, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It's one thing that I can say, with having a friend that's going through some of the things that you have gone through, you have somebody to talk to you and tell you that, um, like, grass is still green on this other side.
Right.
You just gotta get over here. Life
Get over
is
that hump.
still good. You can go through your valley. Life is still good on this other side. When
Mm-hmm.
you have somebody that can help you understand that, you go through a little bit easier, I
Mm-hmm.
feel. You have somebody that's saying, all is not lost.
Right.
Life is not done because you're going through a situation, or you know, for me, when I had my daughter, because in my mind, I wasn't going to have a child before I got married.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to happen, you know. Um, and when it did, I was down on myself. I really was. I was. I really was down on myself. But my friends and my family let me know that, why?
Mm-hmm.
You can take care of her. You can do your thing. And
Mm-hmm.
if her father chooses not to be a part of that, then okay,
That's on him. Yeah.
that's all on him. And now, India has a father. She has a man that is not her biological father, but he chose to be a father for her. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something to say.
Right.
So you
And my
know.
daughter has that too because her father was in and out and, not consistent.
Same
Yeah, not consistent, in and out of her life, or constantly letting her down. Her and her brother down, and then my husband, he came along and just pretty much adopted her. That's his daughter, and she sees him as her father, and he loves her. He shows her that she's valued and that she's worthy. Because I felt like my daughter struggled with her self esteem and her. She's beautiful and the sweetest person. I tell her all the time, you're probably one of my favorite people in this whole world. But because you didn't have that love that you desired, I don't know that because I was my daddy loved me and I loved my daddy. That was my first love. But when you don't have that and it's missing, it just makes you feel like, I'm not good enough. What did I do wrong? Or why wasn't I enough? And those kids, and they grow up to be adults that are overachievers with the abandonment issues. Always can't celebrate this because they're always looking to the next thing. But just and we both dealt with that, just kind of being supportive to our kids, or daughters especially that didn't have that father, getting look seeking it from other boys and men that it's just not
any
that.
good.
Nope.
Now, and we have a couple people online
Hey,
um,
Play.
to say this. If Red and I said that we would give our audience an opportunity if you wanted to come online and talk to us about when you got to that point where the game changed for you, when you decided you weren't going to take no more mess, you were going to do things your way. Um, Life just seemed to get a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like that. Life has gotten a little easier because I just things that I don't even look at no more. That
Right.
I used things that I don't even worry about. I'm not gonna worry about that. That's your issue. I used to take on too many people's
People
issues.
pleaser. People pleaser.
Take on other
People
people's
pleaser.
issues. When I got to the point where I was like,
Nope.
that's not my issue.
Nope.
And what I saw in you, and I'm gonna say this. When I came to stay with you that time, my friend, y'all, let me just say this caveat. My friend rolled out the red carpet for me. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna say that. All I had to do was get there. I had a mini mansion to stay in. I drove a Mercedes while I was there. And I'm sitting like, oh my God, my friend is really doing her thing. And it wasn't about any of the material stuff. It was when I saw her, she appeared to be this person that knew where she wanted to go. Not to say that we don't have our little ups and downs, because we
Mhm.
always have that.
That's
The
like.
vice president of the United States has that. Oprah,
Mhm.
whoever we look at, we say, oh, they got it all together. We all have that. That is absolutely life. But she appeared to have her head on straight, know where she was going, know what she wanted, and she was living in that life. And I told you, I was like, proud of you. And that's what we need to tell our friends when we see them doing what we know that they want to do.
Mhm.
Tell them, tell your friends. Yeah, I still tell my mama, "You doing good, ma."
Mhm. Mhm.
About to be 72 years old. But sometimes we have to give each other a pat on the back so
Mhm.
that that inner person, we still want to be accepted. We still want people to know, to see that we're doing good. Um, and I think it's worth it. And like
Right.
I still think, you're doing your thing. You're
I
doing your
am
thing.
trying, and I think what's important. My pastor always preaches this: reach down and grab somebody and bring them up with you.
Mhm.
If God blesses you with this talent, this treasure, whatever, it's meant for you to share because God got more of everything. So pull somebody up and help them. And that's what I try to strive for. I try to help the next person People that work with me. I don't say they work for me. You work with me. People that work with me. I don't expect for them to be there forever, but I'm going to help you get to the next step and bring in a fresh crew to get them trained and getting them moving on to get their own and doing what they need to do. And that's what it's about. And I think that's why, I hope that, or one of the reasons why God continues to bless me, because He knows, and I'm doing it from my heart, bringing other people up and supporting other people, and that's what it's about.
And that's a good thing. It's always a good thing to help people, you know, get to where they need to be. I used to when I used to work at Gulfstream, they used to tell me, "Oh, you don't train a person as good as you because then they can take your place." I never thought about things like that. I want somebody to know as much as me so that when I go on vacation, they can do my job.
Exactly. They won't be calling me. You already know what to do.
Calling me. You're doing it as good as I do, or
Exactly.
better. You won't be calling me. But
Right. And what's for you is for you.
and that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you are. You're not out here running after everything. Everything ain't
Mm-mm.
for me.
Nope.
Oh goodness, well, one girl she called me and she said, "You know what?" She said, "Y'all could start a ladies group, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not quite what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's not quite for us right now. I'm not saying never, but that's not quite for us right now. What we
Right.
want to do is get on here and talk. We literally are just talking like we talk on the phone in the
Mm-hmm.
morning
Mm-hmm.
about stuff. And that's how this started. We were like, somebody needs to hear this stuff.
Right.
And we
It's
tried it and people liked it. So we're doing it. And
right.
it's interesting the things that we see, the things that we talk about, the things that people send us messages about, um, other podcasts that we
Mm-hmm.
have been a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's all this podcast is actually a game change for us because who would have known that we would have been on here, on social media, on
Right.
YouTube, actually talking about stuff like this?
Nobody. Nobody. I
I
think it's
wouldn't.
growth. Taking a chance and taking that risk and just trying to grow. We're trying to be better people. We're striving every day to be better people.
And that's just it. That's just it. I
And
know I
uh,
wanted to give some tips. And I think we've given them. We just need to go back and reiterate them.
mm,
One, I think no matter what, sit down with yourself and understand what you want out of life.
right.
Even if you got to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what you really, really want out of life. Not what somebody's told you want. Because everybody, when you grow up you'll get a job, I mean go to school, go to college, get a job, buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's told you. Maybe you don't want to go to college. Everybody doesn't go to college now. Some
Mm-mm.
people are smart enough to create a business as a teenager. There's a teenager here in Savannah. He paints sneakers for people.
Mm.
I would have never thought that that would be a full-time career, but
Wow.
he's ventured into so many things from that, which is crazy.
He has an
Um,
entrepreneur spirit.
he does, and he's created a whole business. Um, Maybe you don't want to buy a house. If you're in New York City, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
That be something that somebody told you that you should look forward to. That may not be it. Maybe you don't want to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Second, well, let me reiterate that. First, know who you are. Second, know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
First, know who you are. A lot of times, we grow up to we're even as grown women, we still following people.
Mm. That's
You
sad.
don't, you don't know why you did that.
Wow.
Somebody asked you to come out and hang out with them, and now you doing something you had never done before.
Well, that won't
And because
be because I'll be in the bed by 8 o'clock.
oh, we know. So know who you are. Know what you will and you won't accept.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a teenager, if we got some young people listening, teenagers, 20-year-olds, know what you will and will not accept and say no.
Mm.
Look at Peggy laughing at you. We know you'll be in the bed
Mm-hmm.
early.
Mm-hmm. But
Know
you
what you
know,
will and accept. Like we couldn't get you to stay out past your bedtime. You was like,
you
I'm
sure
going to bed.
couldn't. Nope. I'm independent. I had six brothers and well, five brothers and sisters. It was six of us, so you had to have that independence. You were only child. Peggy was the only child, so that Candy was the only child. It was several of y'all that were the only child. I was one that came with a big family, so you had to be independent. You had to kind of find your way to fit in. Just it was something special. One thing I always give a shout out to my mom. She made sure that we knew that we were loved. We knew that we were supported. You know, my mom and dad, they made sure that they supported us, that they assured us that they quit telling their business, that they made us feel like we were special. And
Right.
we knew who we were because our parents instilled that in us, that confidence, that love, that support. And that's important. And a lot of parents don't always do that. Sometimes they don't know how to show that affection or know how to show their kids how they love them. They demonstrate it by making sure that your basic needs are met, but sometimes that affection is missing. But we had that. So I just
I
thank my mom and dad for that.
can say that I got that from, and y'all know what I'm gonna say. I got that from my grandmother. My
Mm-hmm.
grand my grandmother died when I was 14, and I think I told somebody this last week. In those 14 years, I guess up until I was old enough to recognize that what I was getting. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6, maybe. So out of those years, I think I got so much love in those years that I recognize what it should look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I only had her for that little bit of time, but it was overwhelming how much I saw in that little bit of time. Now
Mm.
my mother type, she gonna show you by what she do. When I told her I needed her to move here from
Mm-hmm.
Virginia,
She was on it.
she was on the next thing smoking. And she's always supported me.
Mm-hmm.
She's always supported me and worked 2, 3 jobs so I could have what I needed. Um, she always was that, just like Peggy said, she was
Then
that
Kyle.
person that coddled me.
Mm-hmm.
My whole family did. And my dad was that person that showed me, he would take me to the museums and take me to places I'd never been before to show me what's out there outside of Highland Park in Richmond, Virginia. He was that person that gave me that eye out there to
Mm-hmm.
see, what I could be. Um, and I don't know. I guess, you know, something caught on for all of us because all
Mm-hmm.
of our group, we're doing amazing things. You know, I would say all of us. But like I said, we all had our little mountains and hills to climb,
Mm-hmm.
but we succeeded. We all succeeded. And like you said, the magic number might have been less or more for others, but right around 40, that was when I feel like the lights came on. And then that age that we just celebrated, woo, baby. It was like I woke up and something changed. Something clicked. It was like, "Oh, no. done with that, done with this,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
clear where I want to go in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the game changed. I
Right.
love that. She remembered who she was. Like we already knew who we were. You know, I knew I was a church girl. Y'all knew I was a church girl. I lived in church. But I remember who I was, and the
Mm-hmm.
game changed. You stop accepting things. You just stop
Mm-hmm.
and you start living. You start living in that image that you know that you can be.
Yep. I agree.
That's something. And that's why I wanted to do this topic because we don't talk about it that much.
Mm-mm.
We don't talk about when life changed for us, when we start doing um things that we know were instilled in us, things that become coming to levels that we knew we could get to, you know,
Yeah.
managing to be the person that everybody else knew that we could be,
Right. Or that
you know.
somebody was praying for us to be this.
Somebody was praying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. And I know that I have more to do. Now I think for me, the more to do is to help other people as well. People that
Mm-hmm.
I see, that I know. Imagine somebody coming to you or saying, I see this in you, or
Mm-hmm.
I see that in you. I know you could be this. You could be anything that you want to be. Imagine saying that to a little girl who 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 just got abused at home,
Uh,
or a little boy who was feeling like he ain't good for nothing because somebody done told him he wasn't good for nothing. Imagine that.
mm-hmm.
Imagine how good that would make that person feel, even if they gotta go back to a hostile environment, but they have that one person that believes in them.
Mm-hmm. It makes a difference. It makes a difference.
And I know it does. So if you whoever's listening and whoever will be listening on the replay, if you have that person that you see every day, some kid down the street or in and one thing that you can say to that person can make them feel like they have somebody in that corner, do
Mm-hmm.
it. You never know what you say to someone that can make them feel like, oh man, that just made my day.
Mm-hmm.
Never know. And it might not be a child, it might be a grown person.
That's true.
Might be an older person that doesn't have any family around, just by going and talking to them. You just never know what you can lend to another person from yourself to make them feel great.
Hmm. Yeah.
I know
Who do
my game.
who was that person that you had in your life that you looked up to, or persons that you looked up to that you modeled yourself that was a good role model?
I had quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
I had my grandmother, my mother, my aunt, um, my aunts on my mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say my mom's mom as well, even though we weren't as close as I would have liked us to be. But my she had 11 kids.
Mm. Grandma was working that Washington.
And my grandfather died at an early age, so she had to raise all them kids.
Bless.
And she did it. And all of my aunts and uncles had um great jobs and great lives, and they did some great things.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine me raising 11 kids. It's like,
Three was
wow.
hard. Three was hard.
And she was very, very, very humble. Very humble. I mean, you had to tell her that she looked good. Like she would think that she had on rags that didn't compare to what somebody else had on. And it was just like, Grandma, do you understand what you have done in your life?
Right.
We don't, a lot of times we are our own worst enemy.
We are. We tend
We
to
don't
kick up.
see what other people see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to have somebody to pull you to the side to say, oh my God, you're doing awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take a minute right now to say that to somebody that's listening. My girlfriend
Oh.
Pecky.
Mm-mm.
She had to take a time in
Hey,
her
I thought.
life. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
she
She
had to.
already told me quit telling her business.
I don't care. She can be mad at me if she wants to. And I'm gonna say it.
Girl, that's our glue.
I am proud of her. She is doing her thing, and
she's our
I'm
elder. She's our elder.
leave her alone. She's able to still live her life
She is.
and be a caregiver and handle it all. I know, we have our moments, but I want to commend her because she is doing her thing and keeping it all together. And I commend her.
Right.
And she still get us together.
She does. She does.
She still get us together. Like I said, when you know who you are, things change.
Mm-hmm.
Things change.
It's been no nonsense.
Yeah, she was the leader.
She
was the leader of our gang.
She is still a leader of our gang. She's our elder. She's the leader.
Aggie, I ain't say nothing about you being the elder.
She is our leader.
I ain't say nothing about you being the elder. That was all. That was already. But yeah, I want to. I'm proud of all of our friends. I'm
too.
proud. We did the daggone thing, man. We are all doing good. Real good. I'm proud of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We finally figured out we could be somebody.
Yep.
We figured it out and we doing our thing. And we want to help as many, me and Red gonna figure this thing out, but we want to help some other young ladies as well to we know everybody's gonna go through their moments. Listen, let me pull y'all close. We know everybody gonna go through their moments. We go through our moments too. But we just want to make sure that we help young girls know that where you are right now is not where you have to end up being.
Mm-mm.
And that's period.
Yep.
And even women, young women, 20 years old, where you are right now is not where you have to be.
Or even better, women that our age and maybe starting over, that may been divorced or going through a divorce, is having to start life over and figuring out herself. That's another phase and stage in life as well.
Mm-hmm. Been there, got a divorce. I'm good. And me and my ex-husband still friends. It doesn't have to end bad.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to end bad. You just gotta know what you want. And it's just as simple as that. And we just wanted to get on here and have this conversation. When you remember who you are, the game changes. You no longer accept crap. You know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Move towards that. You can live a clearer, brighter, more focused life.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being, people back in the day used to call you scatterbrain.
Yeah.
And life is just clear. I feel you feel happier.
Mm-hmm. You do.
And oh my God, when you get to be 50, Lord Jesus.
The whole new world, whole new perspective,
whole new
outlet.
outlook.
Yes.
Whole new outlook. It's a beautiful thing. That's all I
It
can.
is. It is.
I was scared of it at first.
Well, if you keep on living, it's gonna keep on happening. Time waits for nobody.
I wonder what it's gonna be like to be 60.
I don't know, but I ain't rushing it.
I ain't rushing it either. I don't want these 10 years to go by so fast.
No, every time.
Ask my aunt. She know. What's it like to be 60, Auntie? You was loving your life. You was loving it. You was having fun. You was enjoying yourself. Oops, she
She
said,
said, wonderful.
that's
I
right.
know that's right. So that's what we got to look forward to.
That's right. And I'm still
Mm-mm.
not rushing it, but hey,
No.
wonderful. I'm looking forward to it.
Wisdom, experience, all of that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But we are going to and we're gonna try to do it both here in Georgia and in Virginia. Just try to maybe find a way to mentor some young girls. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna put that on the list of things that we want to do.
Yeah, I think that's a good deal.
Absolutely. And like I said, this was going to be an intimate, close up conversation because, listen, guys, Red and I are doing this not for money. Some podcasts make money. We're not doing this for money. We're doing this because we felt like there were conversations that we were having um, that could help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. And we've had some fun conversations. We've been able to pull some guests on here and have some in-depth conversations. And like I said, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, send it to us. We'll look at it, and if we can make it happen, if we can discuss it,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do it. If we need to bring on a guest, we'll do it. And if we can't, we'll let you know that we can't, but we'll try to find a way for you to get that information. But send us topics. We would love, 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 love for your participation. This one just came to me, and I just wanted to talk about it. I just feel like we don't talk about it enough.
No, we don't. Or give ourselves credit for the growth and changing. I mean, I can look back at my life and it could be really, you know, put me in a different space, but I got over that. I was able to move on and move past that and learn from it to be in this place that I am now, mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
And the crazy thing is, that's not just for women. Men, we got believe it or not, we got men that listen to us faithfully. You too. When you know who
Mm-hmm.
you are, life changes. I can name quite a few men that I know now that when they finally figured out who they were, things changed
Yeah,
drastically for them. So
yeah.
you gotta really sit down and figure out who you are. And sometimes you gotta tell yourself who you want to be because you're not the person that you should be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and once you clear on that, sometimes you might have to make some adjustments. You might have to do some things differently.
Mm-hmm.
But once you clear on that and that vision is clear, man,
The
sky's
whole
the limit.
ball.
Sky's the limit as to what you can accomplish, what you can do, who you can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. And I've seen it too many times when that light bulb finally come on and people just skyrocket. You're like, well, my gosh, what just happened? They finally figured it out.
They figured it out.
Know who they are. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I
Mm.
just wanted to get on here and get that off my chest. I wanted to say that, and I wanted to say anybody can get to that point. People think, oh, it's too late for me. No, it ain't.
It's not too late.
No, it's not.
As long as you wake up on this side. the dirt. It's not too late.
Break up the side of the dirt. I ain't going in the dirt. I'm going on somebody's shelf. But yeah, guys, we are so happy to have you guys, the ones that are listening and the ones that will listen to the replay. You
Mhm.
guys give us energy. We absolutely love, love, love what we do. We love the fact that we just woke up one day and said we're gonna do it. And now social media, it's easy to do stuff like this. Even though, we have to work at it sometimes, but it's easy to do stuff like this. And we got podcast friends that we never met before,
Mhm.
um, that give us information how to do things, how to maneuver in this little podcasting world.
Mhm.
So, anything that you want to do, guys, you can do it. You
You.
can do it. Just put your mind to it. You can do it. Just like my aunt, I keep telling my little cousin down there, my aunt's daughter, she makes fantastic cakes and
Yeah.
decorates them and everything better than the store.
Mm.
She could, she can go out and do her own thing. I know she can, and I'm gonna keep telling her that she can continuously
Mhm.
until she does. And maybe I need to have some money to invest, huh?
I gotta say, you might need to go a step further. Have some money to invest. Help her write a business plan.
I
All of
might
that
need
good stuff. Help her write a business plan. Give her some money to invest. All of that stuff.
hmm, we might see. We might see what's gonna happen. But what else do we have on the horizon, y'all? Savannah is about to turn green, honey. St.
Turn great.
Patrick.
Oh yeah.
We got the third largest parade in the world. People come here from all over the world. It's gonna be jam packed.
Savannah's beautiful. I can't wait to come down there for Miss Indy's graduation. Couple
Yeah, yeah, my baby graduating this year.
I thought you were supposed to be sending me a sound machine. Because that would have been the perfect time to get some.
That's right. Give her some claps, y'all.
I'm about to order my own sound machine.
That's right. I'm supposed to be sending you a sound machine. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
look one up and see about these prices. But yeah, my baby is graduating, and we have gotten we have gotten accepted to South Carolina State. We've gotten accepted to Georgia State, Kennesaw. We have
Nice.
Clark Atlanta and Georgia Southern so far.
So when is a big announcement coming? At a graduation?
When she tell me we still have the school has them to apply to I think it's at least 10 colleges. Of course, they want to say we gotten so much money for our kids to go here and there. So we got Norfolk State has not responded yet, even though I know she's not gonna go, but she had to apply. She had
Mm.
to apply. So we got 5 more that we're waiting on, and then financial aid and all that good stuff. Because Mama don't want to pay.
Mm-mm.
Baby got honor roll. Mama don't want to pay.
And they keep her in state.
Well, yeah, she was like me. I didn't want to go too far away from home. She don't want.
Mm.
Well, farther she want to go is Atlanta, but who knows? When they start sending that money in, she might change
Mm-hmm. She might. But that's awesome. I love Indy.
to Virginia because I know her auntie is gonna watch out for her.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what else we got? What else we got coming up? Do we know what our next topic is gonna be? It'll be
Mm.
a surprise. How about that?
Gonna be a surprise. Again, we celebrate Women's History Month.
I think we're gonna bring some women on here.
Mm.
See.
We need to bring Aunt Valerie on here.
Oh, let's see.
Is she shy?
That she might act like she's shy, but she ain't shy. She not shy. Are you, Auntie Val? You ain't shy.
She said, "Oh no, we need some old school."
What you mean? Oh no, you mean oh no, you not shy, or oh no, you not coming on?
I think, "Oh no, you not shy," but we gonna see. She said, "Not really."
She not really shy.
Mm-mm.
Not shy. She not shy. But anyway, we got some things. We're gonna do some things with Women's History and Sisterhood Month. Our sororities, we are celebrating Sisterhood Month. So maybe, maybe we can do something where we can bring the some of the ladies from all the different sororities and talk about our sororities and what they mean to us. We
Shy.
can
I think that would be good.
we can do that. I'm gonna work on that. That'll be one part of um, Women's History Sisterhood Month, and
Mm-hmm.
um, we got some things we need to think about as far as this month is concerned.
Absolutely.
Any good news? I gave y'all my good news. My baby going to college.
Yeah. Yep, Peggy. We said March is Women's History Month. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It is. Her story.
Mm-hmm.
Not his story. Her story.
Women been making history.
A lot of history. Well, ladies, we thank you all for jumping on here and listening to us. Like we said, send us anything that you want to talk about. We will look for we'll talk about it. We'll look for somebody that is an expert on the topic. We love coming on here and having fun with you guys, and it's a safe place for us.
Mm-hmm.
Spot for us to enjoy ourselves and laugh and talk with you all.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you all. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we are about to say good night.
Good night.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman.
Yeah.